Why is this still here? Is that the conversation you've been having with your stomach lately? These over 40 stomachs of ours play by a different rule, don't they? Would you want to know a few simple but powerful kitchen secrets that help me move from here to here? And no, it's not just about what you eat. It decreased my bloating by about 70% in the first week of doing this. And that's pretty major since I already struggle with digestion dysregulation as it is. You know, I thought I was being healthy, staying hydrated, having a bite or two, taking a sip of water, another few bites, another sip of water. I was helping my digestion. Or was I? Turns out I was doing the exact opposite. See, drinking too much water while eating is like dumping a bucket of water on the campfire you just built. But the campfire, that represents our stomach acid. Did you know that when we have too much liquid while eating solid foods, that can weaken and diminish our stomach acid, causing our food not to be properly digested? And you know what's going to happen? Bloat, sluggishness, and our food will just sit there, not being able to do its job of fueling us, energizing us, revitalizing us. Then I learned about the 30-minute rule. So freaking simple. Drink warm water or room temperature water 30 minutes before you eat. If you have any digestion issues, and I'm over 50, so digestion stuff seems like it's coming out of nowhere full force. This one change, try it for 3 days, just 3 days. Drinking something warm or room temperature 30 minutes before you eat, and see if your stomach doesn't feel lighter and less puffy. And speaking of things that secretly sabotage our stomachs, secret number 2 was like Captain Obvious, yet I was clueless for years. I was eating healthy. We're talking grilled chicken, rice, beans, and a side salad. Healthy. But something wasn't clicking. My digestion felt off. My stomach looked bloated and hurt a lot. More so than my usual IBS or irritable bowel challenges. I stumbled across something interesting. I've been fixing my plate all wrong for years. See if you've been making the same mistake. The next time you make your plate, look down at your plate and just notice what's taking up most of the real estate on that plate. Is it pasta, buttermilk biscuits, rice, avocado toast? What is it? What takes up the largest portion of the plate that you're about to eat? Notice that. Observe that. Now, nothing's wrong with any of those items, unless your digestion and energy output can't really handle it. Then it's something wrong with it. But other than that, nothing's wrong with it. Many argue that we'd be better off if our plate looked like 50% non-starchy carbs, 25% protein, 25% healthy carbs, or healthy fat, but not both. That's not a hard and fast rule. It is a general guideline. I have a more sensitive digestion, and for me to consume 50% non-starchy vegetables, I am going to make my IBS so very angry with me, and it will take me days to recover. Studying nutrition, studying Ayurveda, studying myself, I've come to understand and appreciate that my body, it just does better with a touch bit more starchy carbs. We're talking rice, quinoa, sweet potatoes, versus non-starchy vegetables, primarily those that are high in FODMAPs, kale, broccoli, cauliflower. Can't do a whole lot of those. However, when I started eating with those proportions of 50%, 25%, 25% in mind, and actually visualizing that space and that representation on my plate, only did I find myself gravitating and eating more of the foods that were more supportive for my body and my digestion, I noticed that my constant bloat and pain dramatically reduced. My energy, looked like I had drank 3 cups of coffee, but I was caffeine free. Now, if your digestion is more robust than mine, I'm very happy for you. As much as you possibly can, try to stick to or notice yourself eating more towards that 50% non-starchy carbs, 25% protein, 25% starchy carbs, or healthy fat. Adjust accordingly and figure out what works best for you. Know your body. The best way to assess and evaluate what's working for you and what's not working for you is keep an eye out on the steadiness of your blood sugar and how your stomach looks and feels. As a matter of fact, just try eating this way for one meal and notice how much better you feel. But before you do that, we need to have a serious talk about what if I told you that the problem isn't all about what you're eating, but what you're not adding to your food. I've mentioned earlier that I dabbled and studied a little bit of Ayurveda. The study of how to make our bodies work smarter, not harder, says that digestion is king. And the real magic happens in the spice cabinet. Because really, spices definitely make food taste good. But did you know that spices can help break down the food we give our metabolism a nudge and literally deflate our stomachs? The beauty of spices is that we can add flavor without necessarily adding sodium. Because too much sodium, that's going to bloat us right here, primarily. My ride or die spices are 1. To soothe or prevent any digestive inflammation or irritation, sprinkle a small amount of ginger in your afternoon tea. This next one is not just for taco seasoning. It is just the thing for our very wise digestion and mature stomachs. Cumin. Yep, cumin not only reduces bloat, it can also help us to regulate our blood sugar. Toss some cumin on some roasted vegetables or into your scrambled eggs. The smell, the aroma, because I struggle with bloat majorly. Thank you very much, IBS. I keep a jar of roasted fennel seeds in my car that I then transfer to my purse to take with me wherever I go, wherever I might be consuming some food. And of course, you can chew the whole fennel seeds the way I do, or you can grind them up and add them to the dishes that you're making. There are other really powerful spices that I've used along my health and weight loss journey. Let me know if you'd like me to share that with you. As you remember, it's always the small things that create the biggest shifts. So eat well, stay active.